Welcome to another Still Speaks video, and we are very lucky to have 9-2 from the Sanctuary Shattered Sun development team, and he is going to tell us what Sanctuary has been up to in the past few months. 9, take it away.
Yeah, hey Still, thanks for having me on as usual. So today I got a little special surprise. This is like our content showcase scene. This is what we use in Sanctuary to check all of our content. And I thought while we're talking and doing just chit chat about stuff, we could be zooming in and checking out some of the special effects, rotating the camera, and we can just talk about business and stuff while admiring some of the effects in the game. So
I do enjoy some lasers.
yeah, yep, those ones have been upgraded. They have the blue bits in them now. They didn't have that before. And what you'll see is basically everything will get upgraded slowly over time. But yeah, it's been a few months since the last update. We've got some new units and new effects, all that sort of stuff. We've also been doing some new videos recently. So I did one called Crayons to Creation, which is pretty funny. Um, when Sanctuary first started, did you see that, by the way? It's
Unfortunately, I did not yet.
yeah,
I saw a video came out today, and it's on my to watch list. Unfortunately, I was at work today, and I wasn't able to check it out.
yeah. Well, the crayons one's quite funny because it's just talking about the start of Sanctuary and how it the really in the first days how did it begin? And it's actually started with crayon drawings and stuff because we had all the RTS ideas and there's drawings of experimentals and stuff like that. So I thought that was quite fun. It's nice to remember the really earliest parts of the of the process. And then the one that you're talking about, that's another video, that's another Q&A session. So we're going to start doing those, answering people's questions. Al, he's our community, one of the community managers. He's kind of like the community manager or something like that. And he is kind of leading the charge on that, just pulling together all the questions. And, so if anybody has a question, just fire it off to Al. And
Is he on your Discord?
he is, yeah, just Al on Discord. You should be able to find him
Okay.
pretty easily, or just reply in any of the videos. So, anything really. So here's another nice laser beam. We're about to change these effects. They're going to become directional. So right now they just fall down, but they're going to shoot forward like this. We already have lots of that stuff done.
The
Um,
last the last unit we saw previous to the one, the last one, was that a new unit? Because I don't think we've seen that one. Not that guy.
I'm kind of lost in my orientation now. So
That guy.
yeah, so
Is that an artillery?
well, it looks kind of like a rocket launching bot, but it's the drone carrier. So, you know,
Oh,
all of the units are going to have these drones, and each faction. We haven't really specified this out, to be honest. So, you know,
it
we're
looks
gonna.
rad.
Yeah, I love the design. It's
It
really
looks
super
so
aggressive.
rad.
Yeah, yeah. The guard unit designs are just off the charts.
They really are.
So yeah, we've got those videos coming up, more of them. Also, I'm thinking about doing some on the Patreon to talk about some of the business type of stuff, just 1 minute videos or 3 minute videos or something, but just heaps of them. And they talk about just one business topic and stuff how do you hire people, or how do you get a publisher, all that type of stuff. This one's interesting over here. So this is the guard transmitter, and when there's units near other units, it expands it buffs their stats, right? So it's a buff unit. We actually changed this effect quite a bit. It's really way too big at the moment, but I think it looks cool. It's just
I,
a bit disproportionate to
I
the
think it looks tight.
yeah. It
I
needs a
kind of
warp
like the
cycle as well.
I kind of like the big, it being big like that. So when your opponent, well, you don't want that as playing guard, but your opponent could see it and say, "We got to take that unit out." or else it's gonna buff their. I kind of like it being big, kind of like a big kick me sign on it. I think that is
Yeah,
something.
like visibility is important. I think what we ended up doing is we reduced the size of it but increased the intensity. So because it's just like
Ah,
too wide for the unit.
I see what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
cool though.
Yeah.
So
Um.
back to your Patreon thing. So you're doing like little 1 minute business things,
Yeah, I
and
think
that's
so. Like, some people are interested in that. I'll just see what the reception's like, and if no one cares, I'll just stop doing it. But like, there's
so
heaps of interesting stuff from my point of view. Like, we go to like these conventions and we sit down and we like exhibit Sanctuary, or we go to the business conventions and we like talk to people there. And like, it took us ages to learn how to do that stuff. So I think it's kind of cool to just like pass it on.
valuable information for other developers. I see. So they're like little business shorts.
Yeah. And the other thing we're going to do is start releasing a lot of like tiny, tiny content, like shorts, like just like this, right? It'll be just like a 10-second clip of this unit, but it'll be all like branded up, and you'll just see it like shooting things. This is like an anti-air unit, so this you can see the aircraft trails as well.
That looks great.
Yeah,
I like the aircraft trails.
yeah. So the other thing that's been going on is a month or two ago, Brad resigned, and he's like moved on to a new project. Um, uh, I told you about this earlier, but I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
we'd explain it to the community. But basically, he got offered a really good opportunity, and he got offered the job as a producer of some roguelike game. So that's pretty cool for him. The pay was better. He gets to run his own show, and it's not like a we've got an indie game, here, and this is kind of like a more professional, bigger company type of thing. So I think it's a really great opportunity for him, like a kind of like career starter type of thing. And we really like Brad, and he did a lot for Sanctuary, but he's moving on. He might still like make a couple of EDA units and stuff like that, but from now on,
That was my next question. That was my
yeah,
next question. Is he still doing EDA? Because we need it. I love it. I love me some Captain Crunch. Darn it.
oh yeah, we need that unit. I agree.
We
You can,
do. So I'm gonna miss Brad. I hate to see him go because he was a very very talented guy. Like his artwork for the EDA was just great. I love it. His ideas were great, and but good for him. Congratulations to him, and
wish him
bigger
the
and better
best.
things for him. Wish
Yeah,
him the best. I, I'm definitely supporting him on, moving on.
yeah. So what like Brad did a lot of was like the art direction and stuff like that, and like visually our game has already always been really nice, right? And Brad
Visually
kind of
stunning.
he ran the art team, and he managed
Yeah.
them. When we started this, we didn't have any processes or anything like that. He just like set it all up. And like there's almost like a rainbow effect going on in here. I don't know if you can see
Is
that,
I see it.
like
And
a
what is
chromatic
that an anti
aberration.
is that
Yeah,
an anti-air unit?
yeah, it's a white beam, and it's just kind of lasing the air unit out of the sky.
I have not seen an anti-air unit like that in one of these type of games, and I think that is that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do like the commander effect here. How you can
What's he
see down
doing?
into it. It's just charging up and looking
Shooting.
cool with his orange lightning, and you can just see his like energy core, and that unit will be able to walk sideways as well. But yeah, so the art direction was really important, and he did a
Oh,
terrific job on that. Um, and kind of now it's just we've sort of like reshuffled the art team a little bit to compensate, and some of the guys are like cross checking each other's work and stuff. But they were all like doing really well. The artists know what they're doing.
yeah, they're all competent.
Yeah, because it was all set up so good. So um, that's pretty much that. But I know lots of people used to like message Brett and stuff like that and DM him and stuff. So it's time to kind of stop that now. If anyone has any business, um, they can message me or they can message Al if it's about anything community related. Otherwise, yeah, just get in touch with me. Um,
Well, we'll miss you, Brad. We will. We will. And best of luck to you. Not that you need it, because you're a super talented guy. We hate to see you go, though.
yeah. Um, all right. So otherwise, in business side, we're in pretty good shape. We hit 120,000 wish lists, so I'm pretty excited about that. That happened in the
Oh,
last couple of days. Uh, I
impressive.
I don't remember. Did we ever tell you we got offered a publishing deal?
I don't think you did.
I don't think we
That
did
that's
either.
that's a surprise.
Yeah, so we actually got picked up by a publisher who offered us like well over $1 million for the publishing rights to Sanctuary, which would fully fund development and launch the game. And we didn't take it, right? We were thinking about taking it. We kind of wanted to take it, but there was some, the terms of those publishing deals can be kind of tricky, and
I see.
they weren't insane, but they were tricky. And we had, on the other hand, there were some investors who were willing to like put in some money and stuff, but only if we didn't take the publishing deal. So we had to pick one, and we did, and that's what happened. So, but it's interesting, and it raises the profile for our company, right? Because we are an indie company, and sure, the VFX are pretty, but we are an indie company. We are self-funded, and a significant publisher offered us, and was willing to bet a hell of a lot of money on our success. And they had, the contract was ready to sign. It was like it was there. It was ready to go. So that was pretty cool.
Well, that's a
Uh,
big boosting of confidence for the Sanctuary team, I'm sure. I mean, you're wanted, obviously, by a big publisher
yeah,
and big money, big money.
yeah, I
So
think our
hopefully, yeah.
credibility, like, it does a lot for us
hmm
that way. So,
Social proof. That's big social proof. I
yeah.
mean, awesome.
It-
And the investors, were they able to pony up a good chunk of money to fully fund Sanctuary? I probably shouldn't
Um,
be asking you that,
yeah, I
but it's
probably
good,
can't
right?
answer in too much detail, but we're in
Understandable.
we're in good shape,
Understandable.
man,
You're
and
in good shape. Okay.
things are looking pretty good. We'll see ourselves out to early access, so we'll launch, which is pretty cool. And everyone complains about Kickstarter hasn't been done yet and stuff like that, and it's like, well, we don't need to do it yet. And the longer we wait, the more wish lists we get. So like if I launch Kickstarter today, right, I'm going to put the demo on the store, and 120,000 people are going to get an email saying, hey, go check out the demo. And by the way, there's a Kickstarter. Now, if I wait 6 months, that number will be like, 150,000, something like that. So it just makes sense to wait. The longer we wait, the better the demo is, and the better the more wish lists we have, right? So in every sense, it makes sense to wait. The only reason why you would launch it now is because you ran out of money, and we didn't. So we're not doing it.
It's a
But
win-win. It's a win-win for the community as well as Sanctuary because we're going to get a better demo and the game's going to be further along in development and it's just going to be better, right?
yeah, but yeah, like some people don't understand that, but it's
Well,
actually like a positive. That it seems like the perception is like a negative perception, but it's actually like just super super positive.
well, it
Um,
means it means you're funded.
yeah,
That's what it means. It means you have the money and people believe in you to fund you. So those are all wonderful, wonderful things because you have money for development. Development costs money.
yeah.
Developers aren't working for free.
This unit's pretty epic. This
I
is
love
gonna
that
get
unit.
it's gonna get like a bit of rework because the style of the faction sort of changed a little bit over time. Like I like it too,
Really?
but it's going to be modified a bit, and this one is going to be modified a lot. See,
How? It's so gorgeous.
well, we're trying to make the game a bit more serious in nature, and this is a flying robot. So, whereas this unit here, right, it's gigantic, but it's like a serious unit. It's not like it's just a serious game, right? And this is kind of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
serious. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut off his legs, and we're going to put a new base on him or something like that to make it more fitting in with like the serious style that we're trying to achieve. And
Hmm.
Avitus will be doing the concept art for that in the next couple of days, and that'll be over on our Discord. So he'll be streaming that as he comes up with like lots of different ideas. So that'll be fun. Check that out. The other thing is like with the T5 units, they're kind of too small. So like it's tall, sure, but when you look at it from above, the footprint of that unit is kind of very similar to a T4. We want to kind of like really ramp that up. So, it would be more like half the screen and absolutely massive. So the devs have been working out how we're going to do that. It involves like pathfinding. It's all about inverse kinematics and stuff like that. But we're doing that. These shield effects will change as well. So the shield effects are very nice, and I like
Oh,
them.
what is that? Is that a shield unit or a shield building?
No,
Is it
this is
oh, it's a unit.
yeah, it's the experimental mobile shield gen.
Nice.
But this one, like the unit's fine, but the actual shield effects, it just becomes too hard to see buildings through them. And here it seems
Hmm.
okay, but you see over here, it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
You can't tell what that is.
yeah, and if you have a big base covered in shields, it's actually like a bit of a problem. So we've been doing some exploring, and we've come up with some better effects. And what they are is they aren't really that opaque in the middle; they're just opaque on the edges. So I can't really show you that right now, but that's coming soon.
So, what is that flying thing over there? That
This
big
one,
flying that guy. What is that? Is that a gunship?
yeah, that's the
Oh,
chosen experimental gunship.
oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we've had this one for quite a long time. The purple effects you probably haven't seen before. Plus, it's got all
No,
these like jets flying out of it, like
I
that.
haven't seen it in action. We've
Yeah,
seen pictures of it. This is the first time we've seen it in action, and oh, it's it's gorgeous.
yeah. And to be totally upfront, the air units are barely implemented, right? So don't
Yeah,
expect to
yeah.
have big aerial fights anytime soon. This is us trying to get the content right. So, the code will catch up later, but this is just making sure all the VFX and models themselves are done properly, while the programmers are still like stacking their zeros and ones up into, features.
Hey, is that a boat
Yeah, he's
on
lost.
ice?
Yeah. And
He's lost.
he's not going to be on ice. That's just this tool, right? But yeah, lots of turrets. I think the chosen units, they all look awesome from the side. Like they look better from the side than above. This is a nice effect.
The
The
point defense looks awesome.
Yeah, the eyeball beam.
I like how it I like how it like looks like it's going into a single point from the that was neat.
Yeah,
Anti-air, of course.
yeah, and these are broken. I believe that purple lightning is actually backwards at the moment, and it's going to get fixed soon.
Backwards.
Yeah, it's like meant to shoot forwards, not shoot backwards. Um, but yeah, so yeah, we got some extra investors, and that enabled us to not take the publishing deal. We've got 29 investors now, so that's a good solid number. That's just been slowly going up, and over the last, I think like fully half of them are over the last year. So as things go on, we've just been getting more and more credibility, and more people have been jumping on board, which has been nice. That's an artillery. That's not shooting. I love this unit. Look at this. And so you can see like the jet out the back of his guns.
Oh, I just noticed that. That
Yeah.
is a really great detail. Thanks for pointing that. Oh, thanks
There's
for pointing that out.
there's lots of details that you don't particularly see because you're too busy playing, right? But in here you get to like explore.
What is
Uh,
that?
Shield booster. So you'll put this near your other units and they'll get enhanced personal shields.
Oh, okay.
Engineer with
Engineer.
some glowy effects. I'm trying to multitask. It's really hard to do two things at
Under,
once.
understandable.
And the other
Anti-air.
thing that for us, right? Yeah, and this
Hey,
is
wait a
broken.
minute.
He's pointing in
Oh,
two
I was
different
gonna
directions.
I was gonna say.
You like the scissor effect?
I kind of think it's neat. It's unique. I haven't seen a where the guns kind of move separately in a anti-air unit. It's like it's got a lazy eye. You can't tell which one it's shooting at.
Yeah, But yeah, with the investment thing, it's an interesting thing, right? Because if we get a publisher on board, they take like a percentage of the game, but they just get the first game, right? And when we make other games, they don't get any of that. Whereas an investor, they get a smaller cut, but it's of every game that we make. Because after Sanctuary, we'll have like the team and the engine and all that sort of stuff. We're gonna like make more games, right? And it'll be easy for us to do so because we start with everything, right? So it's always been this sort of your puzzle of which way do you go? Do you go funding that way or do you go funding that way? But I think the main reason not to take a publisher would be just so that you keep control, right? And once you sign one of these publishing deals, you don't have control. They can make decisions. Um, you're kind of at their mercy, and like they could be really nice guys or whatever, or maybe they'll just start steering things in a way you don't want to go. So these are the trade-offs, and that's kind of what we're doing. So here's the commander, and can you see all that like energy just dripping down from the muzzle of the gun?
Oh yeah,
Once again,
that's
you got the
awesome.
jets out the back. So lots of lovely effects for
Great detail.
Chosen.
Definitely one of my favorite factions, like no doubt.
Yeah,
No doubt.
most of their weapons are blue, but for the anti-air, it kind of drifts into the purple kind of end of the spectrum. And for the experimental more T3 T4 type effects, we're gonna like change it up just a little, so the higher tier units get different colors. We also have a bit of an update on the launch of Sanctuary. So we put a demo Steam page up, so you can't play it, but it's coming soon. So now we have two Steam pages. We have the demo coming soon, and the game coming soon. And what that does is it allows us to get more visibility. It changes the Steam algorithms. We get more wish lists. It's basically like a marketing thing. So if anybody wants to support us, you can just go check out the demo page and hit any buttons to follow or wishlist or anything like that. So there's that. Then some dates. People keep asking for dates for Kickstarter, all that sort of stuff. So I'm not making any promises, but the current plan is Kickstarter July, right? That's
That's coming.
probably
It's coming
where,
up.
yeah, it is. We're basically just waiting for the mission to be finished, right? And then we can do the Kickstarter. Otherwise, we've been ready for a long time. What we're working on is we're getting that mission to be fun, and we're also getting a whole bunch of like help content. We've got like an encyclopedia in the game now, which is basically just like a list of help topics and stuff, and we're gonna gradually start populating that. And see, that's pretty cool. That purple lightning, you see that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Coming out the back.
Yeah.
That's a great touch.
Yeah, there's lots of these tiny little details that you just don't notice.
So that's an EDA thing then, huh?
Yeah, and I guess it's the purple again from the anti-air.
What is that? Is that an anti-air unit?
That's a
Oh, it
SAM.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, I
We got
like
we have homing missiles too now. We should see some of
I
that
like
coming up.
that.
Good old trusty T3 tank. It's a classic.
Indeed.
Very serious weapon. That's artillery. That's another good one. So yeah, so when we need that encyclopedia and the mission and the demo as it is now is like really fun for people who come from very similar games. So if you came, for example, from FAF or something like that, and you play the demo, you would just get it, right? And you would play and you would have a great time. But we're messaging all these people from Steam. They don't know all that stuff. They don't know how these games work. And normally you don't just have like one mission and you just or like just a survival or something like that. Normally you get taught the game over time, right? So we need quite a bit of stuff before they are going to enjoy themselves. And we don't really see a point in launching the Kickstarter without that because it's just going to hurt us. So while it's good for FAF, it's not good for Steam. So that's kind of why we need to wait. But 6 months should do the trick. We'll get all that finished and we'll launch. Which isn't to say that we ran out of money. Like I know I said that just before, but we won't. But
It's got to come out sometime.
let's just get this thing done, man. It's been a long
It's
time, and
it's got to come out sometime.
yeah, let's see. I gotta know what this thing's gonna do, man. I gotta know. So then early access, that should be a year later. So that's July 2026. And what that's waiting for is just for the multiplayer to get as good as survival. After that, we can launch. People will have really good matches. It'll be fun. And we'll just be adding units, content, gloss, heaps and heaps of stuff. But right now, the multiplayer experience is just not anything like where it needs to be for that. So that's the two releases. We got Kickstarter, which is waiting for the mission and the encyclopedia, and we've got early access, which is waiting for the multiplayer. So that's all code issues that need to be resolved there.
And that's a lot of work.
Yeah, like it's months and months of work. That was pretty cool.
That is. I like that purple that exhaust. That is really nice.
Yeah, it just makes it seem so much stronger.
It does. Like
here's the commander missiles. So you see the EDA commander can be running backwards and still shooting.
And the Chosen can't do that.
I guess he just turns his torso, so I guess they can all do it. But I'm looking forward to seeing this. You can see the jets too.
So that could hover over water and stuff.
Yeah. And then once it gets upgraded, I'm just imagining like missiles pouring out of this thing. Be pretty fun.
That'll be rad.
All right. So what's next? We've got a glitchy, buggy, so Air Scout. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a plane.
It's like a drone.
Yeah. We kind of don't look at the planes too carefully because they all have issues, but they're in there.
But they're there. They're there.
And you can see the VFX are working nicely. You see it's got the afterburners.
I see.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep. Okay,
it's so coming along.
That's the units.
Coming along.
There's also a bunch of building effects, and I might try and race through a bit quicker. Shield generator. So you see it has the effect inside, and then outside it has the bubble. Some of these things just have really nice effects. Look, there's smoke coming out of the pipes.
Hey, that's new.
There's just heaps of these tiny little things. Smoke coming out of the extractor. And this one. Alloy furnace doing its thing. So that's generating alloy from power.
That looks really, I like that. It looks like it's actually generating alloy.
There's an effect there.
Radar?
Yeah, that's a really strange shape. Very unusual.
But it's interesting.
It is. It's a rounded rectangle. Bit more smoke. So there's lots of these effects, and it's just fun to explore and see them all at your leisure when you're not trying to stay alive, because that can be hard. This is awesome. Looking down the maw.
What is that?
It's the resource generator experimental for the god. So you build this and it just makes insane amount of resources because it's tapping directly into the underside of the sanctuary.
Sphere?
Yeah. It's a Dyson sphere tap, basically.
That looks awesome.
This is a nice effect. I don't know if you've seen this one, but
is that the air factory?
Yeah. And you can see
that is.
These are the effects for when units actually get constructed.
That looks amazing. Now that's new. I like that.
Yeah.
What's that?
This one?
Yeah.
That's the artillery. D4 Audi. Um,
Does it shoot?
yeah, it's gonna shoot up. There's another Audi as well. Where's that one? This is the T3 one. So this one's kind of cool. It spins and it's just pouring out the projectiles shooting up. We just created some effects for this for like a charge up. That's not in there at the moment, but as it starts spinning, the effects start building up and then go like really intense, and then it just this blob of projectiles come out. So
That's gonna look awesome.
yeah, stay tuned for that one. That's the Intel. So okay, you can see the radar. It's the same radar effect there. PGen, we've had this one for a long time. That was one of the
I like
earliest
the
ones.
effect.
Yeah,
I
and you
like
see
the
how that
effect.
building is like half underground? It's really nice.
Is it?
Yeah, like see, it goes under.
Oh yeah. That's a good
Um,
effect.
what else do we have? This is a transmitter, so this is broken. Those effects are 90 degrees facing the wrong way, so don't look at that too much, but it's meant to be projecting upwards. That's the transmitter building. Then what do we have? The nuke launcher. So this is, I'll talk more about this later, but this is going to be super cool. And
It's there.
NTR, yeah, that's just really different and quite badass, I reckon. Shield generator effects, lightning dripping down. So there's heaps of this stuff. Try and pick up the pace a little.
I think people are happy seeing this. Don't have to go that fast.
Yeah. But it just shows, like, we've been making this content for so long.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
it's
yeah.
nice to have a little parade. Once again, broken.
Indeed. It's good to see everything. It's like this is happening. What's that?
I have no idea. It says it's a wall. Oh, okay. Right. You see where that's
Oh, it's a
going?
wall.
Yeah.
It's gonna project the wall.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah. It's the like a force field wall generator, like a laser wall or something like that. We don't know if this is even going to go in. This is an idea, but you could have
It's
like
a
another one over
concept.
here. They connect. Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool idea. I like the idea of having walls, shield walls, basically, and you would have like, so some shields in the game, they block the bullets and projectiles, right? But these other ones, they just they block the units themselves from walking
Block
through.
movement.
And then
Block
what you could
movement.
do is you could put this under a projectile shield, right? So,
Keep them
so
from coming in and Britain destroying it.
yeah, keep them, protect the wall. So I think that's a nicer way of doing walls. I don't want to do this concrete blob thing. Point defense, another classic.
Classic, indeed.
Okay, so we've got the naval units. We
Torpedo launcher.
started work on them as well. So probably the other half of that unit's underground, so I can't really show you that. Engineering station, so this guy can build. And got the factories. Naval factory, it's underground as well. So yeah, we kind of need to upgrade this scene to handle the
Water.
yeah, all the naval stuff. But yeah, that's it for those ones. I think we did EDA.
We haven't done Chosen yet.
Yeah, there's some
Yeah, they are.
really really nice stuff coming up.
That's new looking.
This one. Or
The
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 PGen?
energy generator. Yeah, that's a new looking effect.
Yeah, they've been in there for a while. It's funny how you just don't notice like glowing blue spheres and stuff when you're playing because you're just distracted,
It's
right? But
hard to see.
yeah, that's the nuke launcher. This has a really nice new effect where while it's charging up, there's like these streams of aurora energy kind of like pouring out. It looks pretty dope.
So your opponent could see it happening.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
a big kick me sign, but it's also intimidating.
Yeah. You got your shield generator effects there. Bit of a cloudy, windy kind of thing going on.
The naval factory.
Yeah. So I think this thing builds underneath itself. I think that's how that one works. We need to grab Avitus. I think it'd be so fun to like have a session with him where he just explains like every nuance of every unit, one by one.
That would be rad. I
Yeah,
would like that.
yeah. I did you ever see any of his streams where he was creating the units? Because that was like
I
really
have
freaking cool.
not.
I haven't actually seen this one before. This is the stealth generator. We need to add some VFX to that, but that's going to be cool. That's a nice design. Yeah, so his streams were pretty good. He used to do it a lot where he would just like make units from like scratch, right? And
All on stream.
oh yeah, he would just be like, I think he'd have his music on and just ignore everybody and just like do his thing. I miss that. Shield gen.
What are those?
Okay, tech
Tech
centers.
centers. Tech centers.
Yeah, so they look similar, but they're different. So that's the land one and that's the air
That's
one.
the air one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what are the tech centers gonna do again?
Well, it's kind of like a way to upgrade from tier 1 to tier 2 technology.
Oh, right, right,
So you
right,
don't
right.
upgrade the actual factory, you build the tech center and you upgrade the tech center, and then you can upgrade your factories. So that's kind of
Got
the
it.
plan there. And there's different ways of doing that. There you go. There's a little tiny PGen. And this is the storage
Storage?
for alloy. So these things are going to go like up and down as they fill. They're going to just like rise up. So that's kind of cool. That's a full one. And I think that's needing some effect on those things to
Some
finish the job there.
glow.
Yeah, yeah, because they kind of look like the power plant fuel rods or something like that, don't they? And then we've
They
got
do.
air factory, so you can see these beams.
I like that. If I like that spinning.
The spin, yeah. The land units do it as well. So, and this has all been here for a long time. And those beams are bad because I made the beams and I'm not an artist. So they will get replaced one day, but they are the placeholder ones. Cute.
Cute anti-air.
And there's your PD again. So it's kind of like hovering up there. When you energy stall, does this thing just like fall on the ground and roll away and keep shooting everybody? Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
So
That'd be horrible.
that's the content, right? Like we could look at that a bit more, but that's all the units. We do have other models that haven't made it in here. We've got other VFX. Half of this stuff is old, like the shield shaders and stuff, but it's just not merged in yet. So it's kind of like just still in the pipeline. You can zoom around over here. There's some of the markers that we're using because like when you have objectives and stuff like attack over here, we draw these types of markers on them, so it's a showcase of all that content. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the showcase. So besides that, some other things to talk about. I already talked about how we're going to do the T5s bigger. We're going to do the hoverbot rework. There's some nice concept art that we've started doing, so give me a second. So, this is the work by our very lovely Tiziana. She's our concept artist, and we brainstorm ideas about how some units are going to work or whatever, and she tries to bring it to life. So, this is the god Shatter nuke weapon. So there's this platform that starts down here on this building, but as it starts to charge up, it starts like rising, and it's sort of tethered to the base station, and all of this plasma energy is just like flowing up into it. So as you know, you're building the nuke, it's just charging and charging and charging this thing up. And then we had a bunch of different ideas, but what we're actually going with is like that then that thing basically gets full of this like crazy, insane, unstable amounts of energy, and it like flies over to your base, and it just blows it all out in one go, and nukes your base. So that is an alternative nuke launcher. We had other ideas as well where it could just kind of like shoot it out to the side. And there was another concept about it shooting lasers across and down. But we've decided to do it this way. It's pretty cool. And
Very unique.
This is what it looks like from the top. So it's got all this kind of plasma-y, lava-y energy just in a swirl. So this is all the concept art, but the actual effects in the game came out pretty close, right? And I don't have them today, but next update I'll show you that. It's pretty cool. But for Kickstarter, we'll have stuff like this inside the art book. So as a reward, if you like invest in Kickstarter, besides a copy of Sanctuary, you get a copy of the book where it will have a whole bunch of different art, and it will show like, you know, the process from idea conception to this to the finished work, as well as like different things about the units, different types of you know, talking about the sort of like philosophy behind the design of each faction, all that type of stuff. So I think that could be pretty cool, and a nice little reward for fans, beyond just like, you know, getting a pin or something like that. I think this is a nice, like, you know, something special and meaningful. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely people out there that love concept art. They just adore it. So this is why we wait for the Kickstarter for more awesome rewards also.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. The other news is that for the Patreons with access to the demo, in a couple of days, we're going to launch that content showcase. So you'll be able to go in yourself and zoom in on all the effects and check them all out. So that's a new extra little thing that you'll get there. And the only people with access to the demo, of course, are our Patreons on tier 4 and 5. Thank you very much, guys. You're doing God's work, supporting us. And there's more info about that on the Discord, of course, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows about that one by now. The other thing I'll point out is you might want to learn how to control the camera. And if you go onto the home screen of the app, there is a button for the guide. And inside the guide, it looks like this. And you have all the controls here. So the controls you want are, you want the end key. So enables cinematic camera, and then after that you can hold space to tilt, and that's how you can get like really see the nitty gritty. And then these things are pretty useful. You can zoom in and out, you can orbit the camera, so pretty cool. But yeah, so new content coming for the Patreons.
And all that information is in the game. Like this will pop up.
Yeah, when you launch the game, there's a button on the side called like player guide or something like that, and you can just hit it.
Super useful.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. What do you reckon?
I love it. I love what you guys are doing. The Kickstarter rewards are going to be loved by many, and I love the new effects. I love the exhaust. I love those lasers. I think it just looks fantastic, and the development is definitely coming along very, very, very nicely. So I'm excited, and I'm sure a lot of people at home are excited.
Yeah, I have a question for the audience actually. I was wondering what they think about the use of AI art in games is. So I'm not talking about in game, I'm talking about like cinematics, right? Like right now we don't have the resources to make cinematics, so the best we can do is like pop up someone's portrait picture and they say some words or something like that, and the words come up on the screen. But with the use of AI art, we could do like animations and stuff. So it could be like a kind of like a comic book almost type of thing. And what we would do is we would get AI to generate like a character of like, Sally, right? General Sally. And we using the AI, you can generate her in like 10 different poses. So you got like angry Sally, happy Sally, all that type of stuff. And now all of a sudden we could generate some backgrounds. We got characters and stuff. We can overlay them on top of each other and do like parallax effect type stuff. And we can make interesting sort of cutscenes and stuff like that. Now, like BattleTech kind of like had that kind of comic book style, but they like probably drew all their stuff. But and I know some people like hate AI art like passionately, right? And some people are dead against it, and some people just think it looks bad and all that sort of stuff. I guess I'm just wondering, how would people feel if some of that started making it into Sanctuary? Like, what do you think, Steel?
I think it's a great idea. It saves time and money, and it creates cinematics that wouldn't have been there otherwise. So, it's like either we wait longer and wait longer for the cinematics, or we get quicker, faster AI, which also look great if done properly. So
That's right.
I'm
Like if we use it,
I'm
we
all
can
for it.
move it into scope, right? We'll actually try and make some cinematics. Otherwise, we're just not going to do it, right? Because it's just we don't have the resources for that. So I know some people don't like AI art, but we have to scope our ambitions to the amount of money that we have, right? So can we use AI art? Anyway,
I
it
mean,
would be great to hear in the comments what people think about that.
well, that's to me that's reality. Like an indie studio doesn't have the AAA budget for cinematics, and I think AI is a good solution for that. Personally, that's what I think. I mean, why not? Some people may hate it and they're welcome to their opinion, but I am of the opinion if it makes the game more immersive and better, I say go for it.
Awesome. All right, well, that's pretty much it. So I guess next time we can look at this again, but with all the content that's changed and just only look at that stuff, because I think that might be quite fun and it's kind of quicker way of getting through it. Did you have any questions or anything?
No, I think you covered it quite well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So people need to join that Discord server, don't they? The link is in the description down below. That is how you get a hold of Nine and other people that are in the Sanctuary Shattered Sun community. And I'm going to recommend you do that right now.
Excellent. Thanks, Steele.
Of course. Thank you very much. So I think we're going to end this. So share with your friends, family, and foes. Can need something interesting to watch as well. And as always, everyone, GG.